Hello, everyone. This is Rebecca Green for the Whiny Palooza podcast, and I am very excited today because I get to talk to the wonderful Dr. Swanzi Saunders. Dr. Swanzi, thank you so much for doing this with me today.
Oh, listen, it's my pleasure. I've been looking forward to being here with you and joining you. Thank you for having me on.
Oh my gosh, my absolute pleasure. I have been reading all about this fantastic lady. You guys are going to love her. You're going to learn from her. Let me tell you about Dr. Swansea. She is a licensed therapist, minister, speaker, and author of Still Becoming, a therapist's sacred journey through depression. With decades of experience in both clinical practice and ministry, she brings a rare blend of mental health expertise and spiritual insight. After facing her own battle with depression while balancing faith, family, and leadership, she now helps others navigate grief, identity, and healing with honesty and hope. I mean, what a unique blend of ministry and therapy and handling your own stuff. I mean, that's just a wow from me. But let's talk about the book. We got to start with the book. It's called
Okay.
Still Becoming.
Mhm.
Such a powerful phrase. Tell us what the title Still Becoming means and about the whole inspiration of the book.
Yeah. The title Still Becoming just refers to the fact that no matter where we are in our lives, we're still growing. We're growing towards wholeness. We're growing towards more meaning, purpose. We're not where we were, but we're not where we're going to be. We're on our way and we're still becoming, working towards wholeness and just moving steadily towards the person that we were meant to be in the first place.
I love that. I mean, that's a really good title. What what pushed you to write this book?
Many years ago, I suffered a bout of depression, deep depression, and it lasted for quite some time. And when I finally was able to move beyond that, I realized that one day this would be a story, part of my own life's journey, a story that I would want to and need to share with others that are going through either the same or something very similar. And so my message is one of hope and one of transformation during that process, should we experience it in our own lives.
Well, and I want you to share whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, obviously, don't share anything you're not comfortable with, but can you tell us what kind of took you towards depression? How did that happen?
Yeah, I wish, to this day, I wish I could give a more specific answer to that question.
Mm,
I realize that depression for some people can be circumstantial,
for
maybe a
sure.
certain, yeah, certain events may have taken place. It can be environmental. It can be relational. It can be physiological. It can be all of those things. And it can be a combination of those things. And
Yes.
if I were to be pressed, well, Swansea, which one was it for you? I really can't answer that definitively. I do know that I became aware of a growing darkness, if I can put it that way, in my life, a heavy season of time. And I seem to be just kind of falling down into this deep, dark place without the power to pull myself back out of it, an out of control kind of feeling. Very heavy season of my life. Um, so that's the best answer that I can give.
Yeah.
But the good news is that, I was able to move through it and get to the other side of it and able to share that story with others.
And that's the most important part of the whole thing is that you got yourself out. And I mean, obviously, we want to know how you did that.
hmm hmm Yeah. It was a process, I can tell you. I mean, at first I felt so lost, Rebecca. I didn't know what to do. And at the time, I had my, spiritual resources. And there, no matter where we are in terms of faith or not, there comes a time in all of our lives as human beings, no matter where we are, there comes a time when we need to draw upon something that's greater than ourselves, or we need to dig deeper. Sometimes we can be exhausted physically, sometimes we can be exhausted emotionally. But every now and then, for many of us, there comes a time when there's a deep fatigue, and I'm using that term for lack of a better term. There comes a deep fatigue that goes even deeper, and we need to be able to search within ourselves on a deeper level for some answers that maybe we would not have come up with otherwise. And so it's a step-by-step process for us as human beings when those most challenging moments arrive in our lives.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you put it so well, and you're a therapist and a minister. So
Mm.
can you tell us how your experience has taught you, helped you with what you're doing in your life?
Yeah, it's so interesting. I want to just give a little point of clarity. When I suffered this bout of depression, I was not yet a therapist.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I had my master's degree in theology. That was my first master's degree. And I was active in ministry. But I had not yet returned to graduate school for psychology. And so when I found myself experiencing what I was experiencing, I wasn't sure where to turn. And I wasn't sure who I could talk to about it either. In my particular case, this may not be the case for everybody, but in my particular case, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm in ministry, I'm in leadership. Who can I talk to and feel safe? Um, if I talk to this person, will they think I'm not spiritual enough? Or will they judge me? Or will they think, oh, you just need to pray more? Or, I was afraid of all of those things. And so I did what a lot of people do. I kept it inside and tried to struggle through it on my own until I knew I had to do something different. Yeah.
Yeah, because people don't want to be judged and they don't always want to share because they don't want to be judged. So, can we speak to the people right now who are listening, who are not sharing their struggles because they're afraid of judgment?
Oh, yeah. Let me just start by saying one of the things I learned is that we were never meant to go through the tough times in our lives alone. We were
Okay.
never meant to struggle through those things that are just throwing us for a loop. We were never meant to get through those things alone. And so the first thing I would say is find, if you don't have it, find, and that may be a support group. I don't know what that would look like. It may be a trusted friend. It may be a minister. It may be a therapist, whoever it is. Find a trusted person or some trusted folks that you can talk to and have conversations about what's going on. It's crucial during those most challenging times.
I couldn't agree more. We're not supposed to do parenting alone either. I
Oh,
just want
isn't
to
that
throw
the
that
truth?
out there.
Isn't
No.
that the truth? I know what you mean, Rebecca. I raised three. So
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh my
yes,
goodness.
yes, they're now adults with kids of their own, but
Oh,
I remember those struggles as
yes.
well as the joys.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So let me ask you this. Were you able to talk to your husband about how sad and deep you were feeling?
You know, I look back, you know what they say about hindsight.
Yes.
I look back and I realize I probably should have opened up more.
Mm,
I did talk to him to an extent. He was aware of what was going on, but I was careful. I didn't want to burden him with so much. I
Oh,
felt like, oh, he has enough on his plate. He's providing and he's doing this and he's doing that and he's busy. I don't want to burden him. Let me just do what I can. And so I did share some things, and I'm grateful that he was as encouraging as he was. But I probably should have opened up even more and talked about it even more. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I totally understand. Sometimes we don't want to I'm putting in quotes for people who can't see me, burden people, because I will tell you that the people who love us and care about us do not look
Mhm.
at it as a burden, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And that's something I had to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll have to learn that. I
Yeah.
mean, I do think people who have a strong faith
Mhm.
do not think that they should be struggling mentally. What are what are your thoughts on that?
I'm laughing because I remember feeling that way.
I know.
And sometimes we can be very judgmental of ourselves.
Mm,
There's something wrong with me. I should have more faith. I should be praying more. I should, all the shoulds, right? Um, but I want to say that, especially to the faith community, if you find yourself struggling in these areas, if you find yourself struggling through a depressive time, know that it does not speak to your failure. It is not speaking to your weakness. It is speaking to the fact that you are human. You are
yes.
human having a human experience, and we are not exempt from life and the things that happen and the things that occur in life. We have those experiences just like everybody. And
Yeah.
so it doesn't mean that we're failing. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with us or that we're weak. It simply means that we're human, having a human experience.
That's a really good way of putting it because, I'm thinking about the women who should all over themselves. I should
Mhm.
be happy. Look at the life that I have. Look at my
Oh my God,
husband
yes.
and my kids and my house. And why do I feel this way? I shouldn't feel this way.
Oh, Rebecca, I can so relate to that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So much so, we tell ourselves that so much so that on top of everything else, we end up putting ourselves on an unnecessary guilt trip
I know.
for
You
feeling what we
shouldn't. Yes.
feel.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What we do to ourselves.
Yes, yes, yes.
But you talk about how depression is not the end of someone's
Yeah.
story.
Oh, yes.
Can we talk about like the turning point and what that can look like?
Yeah, yeah. I want to say that depression is definitely not the end of someone's story. It may be a part of your story, but it's not the end. If you're suffering with depression, that's a season. And as we all know, that seasons change.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's not the end of your story. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for maturing in some ways, if I can put it that way. It's an opportunity for moving more towards wholeness, moving more towards meaning and purpose. And it's a transformative time, if we will allow it to be. It's a transformative time. And so I offer hope in the midst of that season. This is not the end of the story, this is a part of it. And we do have the ability, even if it doesn't seem like it at the moment, we do have the ability and the strength and the wherewithal within us to be able to move through that in ways that can have positive outcomes.
Absolutely. It can turn out to be such a better life once through it.
Yes,
It's almost
yes.
like the red flag of things need to change.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love the way you put that, like a red
Yeah.
flag. There's something here. Let's pay attention.
Yes.
You
Let's
know.
yeah, let's see what's going on.
Yep, yep.
Well, and we talked about how the faith can make you feel judgmental towards yourself. Like, I should
Mhm,
have enough faith to not feel this way. But can
mhm.
we talk about how their faith can support them through the depression?
Yes, 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 absolutely. And I can just go back to my own story there in the midst of what was happening. As I said, I had not yet returned to graduate school at the time. And so
Mm,
I didn't have access, or didn't think I had access to the same resources that I'm very much aware of today. And
yeah.
so I thought, well, what do I need to do? And so what I ended up doing was just taking some time to sit and reflect on what was going on. And for me, that best time was during the mornings. Kids were off to school, my husband was off to work, and I was able to sit with what was going on. And I was able to sit with that and just ask the questions. What is it that I need at this very moment? What is this situation trying to tell me at this very moment? And so just really began to reflect in honest ways about what was going on. And it was through that that I was able to ground myself, if I can put it that way, go to that deeper place within me and find some grounding there. And that was a great beginning point. And then I ended up just kind of intuitively, Rebecca, using some clinical tools that I wasn't even aware of at the time. But that came out of that time of reflection. So, for example, there were days when I would sit, and during those moments of reflection and prayer and meditation, and I would think, what I really need right now is to be out in nature.
Mm,
And I would get out and, go to the park, go for a walk, whatever I needed to do, but be with nature. Now, I didn't know at the time that that was a clinical tool, but just reaching deeper within myself, just kind of intuitively, I knew that you need to do that. Now, of course, now I know about things like ecotherapy,
mm,
but I didn't back then. Another thing that came to mind during those moments was to write it down, take a look at it. And now I know that there's something about externalizing what's going on internally. And there's something about putting pen to paper. And sometimes when we look at what we've written, the insight that just pops out, as a result. Again, journaling as a clinical tool, which I didn't really know about at the time, but just kind of intuitively out of those moments of reflection and meditation and prayer. There were other times when I felt like, what you need to do? You need to put on some soothing music.
mm.
And so I would do that on certain days. And of course, now very much aware of the effectiveness of music therapy and other things, as well. And so it was a series of things that I did, and little by little, the light began to come through. Subtle, slow, but even subtle and slow is progress. And so it was a gradual process that finally got me to the other side of it.
Well, and I love that you're sharing this with us because I don't want people to think that there's instant results, that they're going to
Oh,
feel
no.
better, right? I love that you're sharing all of this with
Yeah.
them.
I want to give hope, Rebecca, but I don't want to give false hope.
Yes, yes, yes. Well,
Yeah.
and I also, as you're talking, I'm thinking about how busy moms are
Yeah.
and dads, and we're going through our days and
Mhm.
we're keeping up with our lists, our kids' lists, and
Mhm.
all the stuff. So we're
Mhm.
not so in tuned with how do I feel? What am I thinking? What do I need?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So true. So
so
true.
so I love the morning, even if we have a few minutes before everybody wakes up, to just
Yeah.
be with ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I understand, our plates are full, our calendars are full.
Yes,
It doesn't have to be a long time. Even if you're able to just carve out 5 minutes or so,
exactly.
for those moments of reflection, if it's early in the morning before everybody's up, before the sun rises even, whatever time works best for you. If we can carve out those moments, it's amazing what can happen during those moments of reflection.
I love that. I mean, I think that answers my next question of
Yeah.
moms trying to stay connected to spirituality. They're
Hmm.
feeling numb, they're feeling lost,
Hmm.
and you're giving us ways to stay connected
Hmm.
spiritually,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
I love all of that. So, someone is listening right now who's feeling stuck or overwhelmed. Can
Hmm.
we give them a small step toward healing?
Yeah, and I think, part of it we just addressed. One small step is to carve out a period of time that works for you, whether that's early in the morning before everybody arises, or in the evening when everybody has turned in,
Yes.
or in the middle of the day when nobody's around. Figure
Yeah.
out the time that works best for you and use those moments. And as I said, even if it's only 5 minutes, use
Hmm.
those moments to reflect. If you're a person of faith, use
Yeah.
those moments to prayerfully reflect on what is going on and go within, go to that deeper place. Tap into those resources that are there for each of us and ask ourselves the questions. What is it that I need here at the moment? What am I to glean from this season of life? How am I to respond to what's happening right now? Those are questions that there's answers to. So many times we get caught up in the whys, you know? Something happens that's really terrible or even devastating, and we're, oh, why did this happen? Why? And many times there's no answer to the why. But there is an answer to the what. What do I do with this? How do I respond? What do I need? What is the takeaway? There are answers to those questions.
Mhm.
And
I
so
love it.
I encourage you to explore those areas and see what comes up for you.
Beautiful advice. I think that we really want to be good role models for our kids.
Oh,
We
yeah.
want, right? We want to model emotional strength,
Yes.
emotional vulnerability. We want to be honest about our struggles.
Mhm.
Can you help us be good role models for our kids?
Be, oh, wow. Yes. Be
Oh boy.
authentically who we are. Keep
Yes.
loving, keep loving. Even if you're feeling challenged and struggling, that love matters more than you know. You matter more than you know. Your presence matters more than you know. Keep being who you are. Keep moving forward. And your kids, and in my case, even grandkids, they're gleaning from that and they're taking note, whether they're aware of it at the moment or not. What we model is incredibly powerful. So
Yeah.
keep loving, keep being present. Just stay right there. Give yourself grace. Give yourself the same grace you would give to someone else. And
Yeah,
it
we're all not very good at that, are we?
oh, so true.
We're
So
working on
true.
that. We're working on that. Well, and
Yep.
everything that I read is about how we're trying to be these perfect moms and that they don't need a perfect mom. They need a present mom, which is what you
Yeah,
said.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as a perfect mom
No,
or a perfect
no,
anybody for that matter.
no. I don't even know where that word that we
Where
should
did it
get
come
rid of
from?
that word. Oh my goodness. So
Oh,
someone is feeling depressed and they want to find a good therapist. And one of the things that I hear from people is that it's hard to find a good therapist.
hmm
Can you
hmm
give them advice on what to look for?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, if you're looking for a good therapist, and that is not to say that there's somebody not good. What I'm trying to say is that different therapists will have different theoretical approaches, different therapeutic approaches. And so you want to find the one that works best for you. And by that, I mean, for example, um, if you are having a marital challenge, you want to know if that therapist works with couples. and how their work has been with couples. You might want to find someone who specializes in working with couples. And so when I say good, that's what I mean. You want to find someone who
Yeah.
properly aligns with what your needs are. And even you want someone that you feel comfortable with, even in terms of, personality fit. You want to know
Yeah.
that you're with someone that sees you, that hears you, and also a therapist that will gently challenge you when you need to be challenged, and find that balance there as well. You want to be with someone that you can have those uncomfortable conversations with, those things that you've been afraid to talk about with anybody. You want to be able to be with someone that you can have those uncomfortable conversations with and not feel judged as a
Yes.
result as well. So you want to look for that alignment. You want to know what their approach is towards the work, the time you're going to be spending together. Someone you can have those uncomfortable conversations with, someone that you feel completely seen and heard by. Listen, you're going to be spending time and money, and you want it to
Yes.
count. You want it to.
Yes, we do.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
So these are some of the things that we can look for when we're looking for a good therapist.
that's very helpful because
And one whose communication style also fits your own and fits your own needs. Do you need someone that's going to be a little bit more directive? You think about things like that as well. So there are a few things. It's not a one size fits all. You want to
that
find the
is,
best fit for you.
yeah, I mean, that's wonderful advice. And if the first therapist is not a good fit, move on
Mhm.
to the next one.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it may, and keep in mind that it may not be the therapist who is, has a big name out there, or the one who is highly credentialed. It may be the one that simply gets you
Yes,
and gets you on your various levels. That's the one that would be the best fit for you. Yeah.
very good advice.
Mm.
You mentioned not feeling safe, being honest at times,
Mhm.
and we want people to have a safe space.
Mhm.
How can we create a safe space for our family, for our community, for real conversations?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, we can be authentic, be ourselves, be open. Again, exhibit the same grace toward others that
Yeah,
we would want shown to us, and just be the example of the things that we would like to receive in return as well, and be present. Be
mm.
present in our dealings, in our communication, in our relationships with others as well.
Well, you know that there's moms listening who are struggling to hold it all together right now. Can
Mhm.
you give them some words of advice?
Oh, listen, I get it. As I said, I raised my own kids, one daughter, two sons. They're adults now, married with kids of their own. But I remember the challenges as well as the many joys. And I totally understand that, especially with, Mother's Day and these times where we recognize moms and that kind of thing, it's not a joyous time for every mom. And I get that. And I understand that. And it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to feel what you feel and to be where you are. But what I'd like to do is just offer a word of encouragement if I can, offer a word of hope if I can. And I would just like to say that what you've given so far probably means a whole lot more than what you're even aware of. The love that you have given, the efforts that you have put forth, the things that you have done to try and make things good or better count a whole lot more than you probably even recognize. And so knowing how hard we can be on ourselves, I would
Mhm.
say let yourself off the hook. Give yourself some grace. and know that you're doing okay, probably a whole lot better than you're giving yourself credit for. So
Yeah.
just continue to love, continue to be present, continue moving forward.
It's interesting. I heard a mom say the other day all the stuff she didn't get done.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, what did you get done? Because I bet
Yes.
you got. And why are we defining our worth by what we get done? I'm
Oh,
still perplexed by that,
absolutely. Absolutely. It's
right?
not about what we get done. I mean, whatever we
No.
didn't get done today will be there tomorrow. It's okay.
Right? It'll be waiting.
Yes.
So when you look back at your journey, can you
Mhm.
tell us what you would tell the version of yourself who was deep in her depression?
Oh, that is a good question. I would tell myself that when that time of discouragement lands, it's for a moment. It's not for the long run. It will pass. There is hope. Seize it as an opportunity for growth. Seize it as an opportunity for becoming. Know that the progress may not be as quick as we would want it, but even slow, subtle, almost imperceptible changes sometimes still count. They still count. Even a slow, subtle change, a little flicker of light, still means that we're moving in the right direction. And a tiny, small step forward is still a step forward. And it's okay. And we don't need to have all the answers. Sometimes these things come and it's just, we get the answers on a need to know basis. And, if you're like me, you want to know all the answers at once. You want to know how this is all going to turn out. And I want
Yeah,
to know
we
it
all do.
right now.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's on a need to know basis, and that's okay. And we can accept that and know that we're moving towards wholeness. And it's a process and it takes time, but it's worth it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Inspirational.
Mm.
So much good advice. I want to go back to the book for a minute.
Ah,
Is your book just for women or is it for men too?
it's for everybody. It's
That's
for
what I figured.
it's for everybody because we
Yeah.
all face challenging times. We all face times in our lives when we're wondering what our next steps should be. We all
Hmm.
face times when we're uncertain about things. These are those human moments that we all face, male or female, religious or non religious, depression or not. Sometimes the book talks about depression, but it actually applies to any challenging time that one may be going through. The principles are there. Any challenging time, any dark season. And again, I want to remind our viewers and listeners that seasons change. Seasons change. And so it's for everyone that's going through a challenging season because there is hope. There is hope. Yeah.
So if I were to ask you what you're hoping that people get from your book,
Mhm.
obviously the word hope is coming to me from our conversation. Is
Uh-huh.
that accurate? Is there other things that you're hoping that people take away from the book, or would you say that's the main thing?
Of course, that's one of the main things, but I would hope that people, there's that word hope. I,
I
I would,
love that word.
I would also really hope that people would see it as an opportunity for growth and transformation, an opportunity for, in many cases, a paradigm shift. This isn't a time of hopelessness or giving up or giving in. This is a time that's challenging me to move forward, to dig deep within ourselves and find that inner strength, find those resources that are propelling you to become the person that you were meant to be from the beginning. A person that lives a life with more meaning, a person that lives a life with more purpose, a person that lives a life more intentionally, and a person willing to not only expand their own story, but help someone else that's going through the same thing or something similar. So I would hope that a person would be able to glean all of those things
Hmm.
through the principles that are given in the book.
And where can we find you in this wonderful book?
Ah, well, there's my website, drswanzi.com. It's DRSWANZI.com. But the book can also be found on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and many of the other booksellers that are out there. It's available.
Well, and I have
Still
to tell you,
becoming, still becoming
still
a
becoming.
therapist's sacred journey through depression.
I mean, what a title. I
Yeah.
really love your title and your story. And
Oh.
I can't let you go until I tell you that when I was going through a hard time, I
Mhm.
actually found a cat and I named her Hope
Oh
because
my goodness.
I wanted to keep hope. Like I wanted to
Yeah,
say the word all day.
I
And
love it.
it really, she passed away, but it really helped me. I mean, what a wonderful present to me during a hard time.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
there's so much that can be said about our animals. Rebecca, I
Oh.
have a big, huge Bernedoodle. And that,
Oh.
oh my God, yes, he is my my little boy who wears a dog suit. What can I tell you?
Oh,
I
I
mean,
understand.
he's
I
my baby.
understand. I totally understand.
Yeah,
What is his or her name?
Teddy,
Oh, Teddy. Oh my
Teddy,
goodness.
and
Our
Teddy is my
animals are gifts.
our animals are angels without wings.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what they are.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Well, and for people listening who are struggling, have depression, have challenges right now, my pets have been so therapeutic for me.
Oh, yeah, I can
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm,
So,
absolutely.
so anything else before I let you get on with your day?
Oh, boy, no. The only thing that comes to mind right now is how much fun I've had with you.
I know, me too. You are such a joy,
Oh,
such a
great.
smart,
Oh,
wonderful, insightful lady.
this has been a wonderful time, spending together with you, Rebecca. I've loved it. Thank you again for the privilege of spending this time with you.
Well, thank you for taking the time with me. I loved getting to talk to you.
Yeah.
This is Rebecca Green, and I want to remind everyone to spend every day laughing, learning,
Thank you for tuning in to the Whiny Palooza podcast. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. While you are there, leave a review. I love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.